Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to drive you through the software process and its details. In addition, I will also show you about the details of framework activities and umbrella activities. Coming to the software process. This software process is a collection of activities, actions and tasks which are performed whenever some output or some work product is to be created. An activity is a broader objective when it is applied to any project, irrespective of the size, irrespective of the domain, and irrespective of the complexity of the effort applied. So, for example, whenever you are planning to communicate with the stakeholders to gather inputs, it is taken as an activity. On the other hand, an action is a set of tasks that produces a major output, that is, a major work product. For example, after interacting with the stakeholders, you have decided to go with an architectural design which is in a top down fashion. So, that is an example for action. Coming to the task, a task is something which focuses on small but well defined set of objectives that produces a tangible or measurable outcome. Like when you have completed your design and when you have started focusing on the development of the code, conducting a unit test is taken as a task. So, in short, a process is a combination of activities, actions, and tasks. Activity is a broader objective. Action is a major composition of activity, and task is the smallest indivisible unit. Looking into the process framework, a process framework is a combination of two set of activities. That is, it comprises of framework activities and umbrella activities. We have five set of framework activities and various set of umbrella activities. So these framework activities are applied in order to achieve the work task, produce the work products, achieve the milestones, and also perform the quality assurance checkpoints. Looking into details about the framework activities. So, a software engineering process framework encompasses of five major framework activities such as communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. A process framework is something which establishes the foundation for a complete software engineering process by identifying a small number of framework activities. We apply these framework activities irrespective of the size of any project or process which has to be developed. Looking into the first framework activity, that is communication. So this communication plays a prominent role to understand the software which has to be developed. This involves understanding and gathering the requirements by interacting with the suitable stakeholders. These interactions can take place either formally or informally. Ultimately, the main outcome of this communication is to gather various requirements so that we can proceed with the further phases. Once communication is completed, then the next phase is planning, where we describe the various technical tasks that has to be carried out, the risk that are likely to occur, and the resources which are required to start working on that particular project. So we are trying to translate the gathered requirements into a suitable plan by addressing and identifying various risks, by fixing the timing constraints, the budget requirements, etc. Once the plan is ready, we proceed with the next phase, that is modeling. So modeling is actually trying to design or construct an architectural design for the various requirements that we have identified within the stipulated timeline that has to be delivered to the end users. So we are analyzing various requirements in the form of design, so that it can be easily understandable by a technical and a non-technical stakeholder. Moving on to the next framework activity, it is construction. So here we are trying to generate the code. It can be done either manually or using the tools. And once the code is generated, we even test the code to check for the correctness and to remove the errors if there are any. After construction, our software is ready, and then we are now moving on to the last phase, that is deployment phase. So in this phase, whatever software has been developed so far will be delivered to the customer. And then the customer provides feedback. If there are any refinements at any of the phases, we can go back, we can make the required changes and then repeat the same step iteratively so that the required software will be delivered as per the requirements of the end users. Hence, these framework activities form the foundation for the development of any software process or product or project. Moving on with the umbrella activities. So we have got nearly 8 set of umbrella activities which are represented as shown in this particular slide. So the first activity talks about software project tracking and control. When we have worked on the requirements, when we have developed a plan, it is necessary to check whether the progress is made as per the plan which is developed so far or not, whether we are able to meet the required constraints or not, whether the planning is carried out as per the schedule or not. So this phase or this umbrella activity will help us to keep a track of the overall project. We also conduct formal technical reviews at regular phases in order to check whether the code that we have developed from the design is meeting the required outcomes or not. So this will help us to uncover errors before actually the testing begins. Then we have software quality assurance, which will help us to assure the overall quality of the software that is developed so far. Software configuration management is another umbrella activity which helps to keep track of all the changes which have been introduced at various framework activity phases and how these changes are taken into consideration. Ultimately, the outcome is in the form of either a dashboard or a report or a document. So, this document will also be assessed by a team to ensure that all the requirements have been captured, they have been analyzed, the design have been met the requirements, and all the other aspects are as required. Reusability management is used to take care about those modules which are designed to be reusable. Rather than developing everything from the scratch, we are trying to design the modules in such a way that they are easily reusable across various projects. And the measurement of the progress of the project is carried out using various performance metrics. Also, risk management forms an essential umbrella activity which provides various inputs to deal with the risk, to measure the risk, and also to mitigate the risk. Thank you. Like and subscribe to my channel.